Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to everyone. And thank you for joining our CKAN Monthly Live number 17. Our speaker, Robert Kunicki, as you can see on the screen today, he'll be talking about the open data portal of the city of Warsaw. Robert is a chief specialist of the data management division at the city of Warsaw. I think the presentation will be super interesting because we'll discover various features of the portal. For example, the online publication of fast-changing data and its support for small city activities. We'll also see how CKAN is being utilized as a central platform for publishing city data and many other interesting stuff. The agenda for today will be introduction, which is already almost over. And then, oops, this is a mistake. This was our last speaker. So today's speaker is Robert Kunicki. We're going to have a presentation by him around 20 or 30 minutes. Then we're going to have a Q&A session. 10-15 minutes, then we're going to have a community announcements and sharing. If anybody wants to share something, that's the right time to do it. And then we're going to have the closing session. If you want to add things to the agenda, you can do it in the meeting document. In the meeting document is the place where you can suggest a topic for the next meetup, for example. You can also leave your contact information because, as you know, we are here to connect and your contact details might be of use. Quick announcement. Our CKAN monthly newsletter number 2 is already a fact. It's live on LinkedIn and it's live on our blog. You can subscribe. Like last time, as you remember, we had a temporary form so that you can subscribe for the newsletter. Now, thanks to Alexei and other people from the team, the subscribe for our newsletter form is live on the blog. So you can subscribe to receive our newsletters. We send them monthly. Just briefly, I would like to mention that the Open Data Week is now ongoing. It started, I think, around 4 days ago, and it will continue up until 18th of March. So if you're interested, you can check the link below. I mean, in the presentation, it's not below. Okay, so I need to flag to the people that the meeting is being recorded and it will be uploaded to our YouTube channel. The link is available in the meeting note. And with that being said, I think I need to give the mic to our speaker.
So let's get the ball rolling. My name is Robert Kunicki, and I work in the city of Warsaw in the data management division of an IT office. Today I got a pleasure to talk to you about our city open data portal. Due to the fact that members of the meeting are international, I will summarize at the beginning the scale of the challenges and needs by providing some key information about the city. So we got 2 million residents, 1 million commute. We are talking about 3 million users of city services every day. These services without process digitalization, management through data, and finally implementing smart city solutions would be difficult. That is, we are talking about the data-driven city based on our needs rather than fashion or some trends. To meet these requirements, we implemented the city as a platform concept. The main assumptions of the concept are to strengthen the role of the data in the organization. Data is an important resource and should be structured for future analysis and decision making. To enable this, where possible, we limit digital silos by using common target platforms. Example, IoT platform for collecting data and managing devices used in different projects. In other words, the purpose of the platform is important for us, not its subject matter. So based on that, we have identified four main areas of applications of the platforms. It's contact with residents platform, IoT platform, service delivery, and data sharing platform based on CKAN solution. After this short introduction, we got the subject of the meeting. However, I wanted to highlight and emphasize that the open data platform in the city of Warsaw is not an addition to the IoT ecosystem somewhere on the site or in the basement, but it's important. Important part of the IT ecosystem. More details on the next slide. So our data portal was launched in 2015. Since then, it has been successfully expanded at the backend side. The concept of data publication has been changed. Initially, we publish static files and we have been replaced it by direct integrations with our databases or APIs provided by IT systems. The construction and development of the portal was incremental. Resources and data sources were gradually improved. Now we have 4,500 active registered users, and what distinguishes us is fast-changing data, whose usage possibilities are much wider than static data. They are used by the software developers for creating smart city solutions, data analytics, and collect with the other information from other sources, scientific publications, and much more. And on the right side presents our popular resources, which is public transport, parkings, air quality, weather data, with its updated frequency. As I said, we got 4,500 developers, and this is they reusage our published data. Below are the statistics of one of the key companies supporting the process of using public transport by providing a journey planner for the public transport. This is one example of the benefits that can be gained by sharing data. It's 800,000 unique app users. This is the statistics only for the 1 month. So we got 800,000 unique app users, which with 15 million searched routes, 8 million journeys started, and they are searching timetables, buying tickets. So we can say that it really makes our public transport more accessible to the citizens. So as I mentioned, we are trying to achieve this benefits from the data perspective, and we can distinguish several intermediate layers before the data hits our CKAN platform and can be reused. I will briefly discuss each of them in the following slides. So first of all, the CKAN data sources. As I mentioned, we change our publishing model. We limit the file publishing, and in our model, we want to make connections between IT systems, not updating the files, because apart from the involvement of many people, it can cause unnecessary delays in public information. Instead, where we can, we use connections to databases or APIs provided by IT systems. Information for databases can flow directly from measurement devices such as GPS locations, air quality sensors, weather data, or some public parking systems. As an additional source, we can use the API of our internal systems. And the second model is CKAN data acquisition. Data acquisition for CKAN takes place in two models in our portal. The main one is collects data from the internal systems IoT infrastructure, and method is related to technologies used in the domain system. And I think that the most important thing is from the side of the connector, the technology which is used by the domain solution provider shouldn't be a limitation. Plugins are written in Python, so it's enough to connect the data source with a connector available for any specific Python language. The second, perhaps not obvious, but sometimes helpful, especially if time is an important factor, is to use a CKAN both for receiving and publishing data. We use this solution when we receiving the data, where there are no other options, and we have a limited time. It is not popular method that we use, but it's an interesting alternative. The second important thing is that the data acquisition module holds the role of integrating thematically data from many sources. The purpose of integration is to unify data in such a way that data obtained from various sources are made available in a uniform format and structure. As an example, I can say that air data quality comes from three different sources in our portal: National Reference Air Quality Monitoring Station, Warsaw Reference Air Quality Monitoring Station, and the Warsaw Air Quality Measurement Points. For the recipient, we provide the information in a uniform way, defined a source in one of the data attributes. So more than 160 devices are available in one endpoint. And the last thing, we we are trying to put an attention about the data quality. So we have also a validation section that we can include range validation, validation against some external reference sources. And an example of the solution where we used an external reference stations is we got a list of places where we can leave expired drugs or mercury thermometers. Typically, these places are in pharmacies. So the data submitted for publication is verified against the National Register of Pharmacies published on the government data portal. And another section is data sharing. So publication of data consists in completing the form available in CKAN, this standard form. The form contains the metadata of the resource and then points out previously prepared data as a source with harvesting module. Then data publishing process handles requests from cache sources. When the harvesting module updates data, the mechanism uses new information that is also available for future caching. And finally, CKAN data usage. So the advantage of available pre-verified integrated data is ease of use it in different purpose, not only for open data, but also in city applications, both internal and external. The data can be used to especially supply a data warehouse, build a managed dashboards, or in various information process. So we have a situation where public data is not only at the end of the process, but somewhere in the middle of it. Therefore, the benefits of implementing the open data platform systems may not only be outside, but also perhaps above all inside the organization. And here I list some additional features that I think that are worth to underline. The CKAN solution is thanks to the possibility of expansion, allows a wide range, not to say the freedom, to adapt to the needs. The huge CKAN community provides most of them. On this occasion, let me say a big thank you to all communities for their work. But also at some point flexibility ends, and you have to move on to the specific needs, which thanks to the flexible construction of CKAN can be added in the form of plugins. Regarding two-way data platform, as I said, that if you got some sensors or IT system that could send a HTTP post message, you can also use CKAN not only for the data published, but also for data collecting, which can be a quite good alternative for the small volume of the data. And data quality, that's what I said previously. When we written plugin or software, we have the ability to read the occurrence data outside some range, handling null values, fix the data format, etc. And I want to show two city public services that are using our open data. The first one, Warsaw 19115, is our city contact center, the bridge between resident and local government. So it's a real single point of contact. Residents can report asphalt in the city space, and that should be dealt with our services. The most important thing is that it's a single point of contact. So you have one number, and you can you can do all of the things by calling this number. And solution has an informational section for the citizens, like air quality, parking spaces, AAD localization, which comes from our portal. So that's what I said, that our open portal isn't at the end of the process, but somewhere in the middle. And another city solution is the Warsaw IoT platform that grades various data from sensors in one place. And the main goal is to present them into understandable way for all users. So on data portal, our data portal, we don't have visualizations right now, and we created this IoT platform because when you want to use that data, you have to you should have some technical skills based on that platform. You haven't. This is one of the way to expansion towards sharing platforms in this second solution, where we want to try something like expansions this IoT and our open data platform into sharing platforms, where after meeting some conditions set by the city, some firms, residents can register to include their data or service in the platform. For example, if some firm got an parking space, we, after the meeting the conditions set by the city, we can publish it also on this platform, this occupancy, pricing, what kind of vehicles are available, etc. And next section, project environment. I would say that the project is not an independent entity, never. Its surroundings are very important. I have the opportunity to create these solutions with high-class managers, specialists, developers, data suppliers. We always try to look for a solution that is okay for everyone. Without they support, the work would be much harder. So thank you all. The same can be said about the external users of the data. We try to maintain a good communication through our website form and emails, and it translates into some kind of cooperation and mutual understanding. The second project and important project environments are the documents. We got documents on the different level, the European Union level, the national level, and from the city perspective, the key documents that empower the implementation of Open Data Portal include the city strategy, so 2013 strategy, defining the directions of the city development, and the digital transformation policy, which defines how we want to develop digital products in the city. And our future plans, because there is a lot behind us, but even more ahead. For years, our goal was to provide attractive data to reuse. However, the appearance of the portal remained unchanged since 2015. We have planned to rebuild the front end to make it more attractive. Our goal, apart from more pleasant front end, is to interest not only people with programming skills, but also people without these skills. I think that the selected functionalities we are planning listed in the below refresh frontend will be helpful to reach these goals. The second issue we want to implement is to support the current data management system by publishing the described resource in CKAN. The resource description will still be in the external tool, and the CKAN will be as a supplement in terms of accessing the described data. So thank you for time and listening. I'm really thankful that so many of you have found time to be here. It was a pleasure being with you today. I give the floor back to Joanna, probably to open a Q&A part. Thank you.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you, Robert, for your presentation. Yeah, I suggest we open the floor for a Q&A session, and I can see people are raising hands. So.
Okay, sorry. So yeah, I was just wondering what's the architecture of the portal in terms of how it can sustain that high availability, and what commitments do you have to your consumers, to your customers for the service level agreement? Do you give 99.999% availability? What do you have a service level agreement in place?
No, we haven't provided any SLA or something like this. But from my perspective, to be honest, it's very stable tool. And even if there were some problems, it usually occurs at these data sources systems. Some network, some accessibility, some failure, but CKAN was a stable tool. So if there were some problems, usually there occurs outside the CKAN.
Thank you.
Okay, Jesper is asking to send the link to a data set, and also he's asking if IoT.
Okay. I know the background. That's why I'm afraid about that, because because of the situation in Ukraine, in Poland, we got some technical alerts and technical restrictions to our system, and it can be it worked because I check it just before the meeting, but during because of that situation in the Ukraine, we are just a neighbor of the Ukraine, so so because of that restriction, war restriction is the high level of the security improve service in Poland. So thorough about that, I think that the situation will back to normally very soon.
Yeah, we all keep our fingers crossed.
Yeah.
Next question: do you have any policy to share or upload data to your platform?
To download the data, yes, we got a policy, and to upload data to our platform, it depends on the matter, because there are many ways to put data in our platform. It could be this HTTP post direct into the CKAN. It could be by IoT platform. This IoT platform connected with the sensors, some internal systems, and if we publish something, we usually contact with the data owners and data stewards in the offices, and then we set up some agreement. But it's not that we had a template, but we do it resource by resource, let's say.
I have a question.
Okay, you can go ahead.
Yeah, I just wanted to understand if this Internet of Things is if CKAN is the data source to the Internet of Things platform.
Yes.
Okay, thank that means CKAN can act as a backend for some applications.
Yes. The two applications which I mentioned, IoT and this city contact center, part of the city of contact center are we can fill sends the data to them.
Okay, thank you very much. That's an important point.
Alexei, you can go ahead.
Yeah, Robert, do you use your CKAN to store just a statistical data about parking and related systems, or you store something like live data or information about current parking?
Yes, the second option. So parkings are refreshing every one minute, 20 hours a day. So we got the current state from now. You know what I mean, yeah. So not a statistical data, but the current online data. Every minute we collect data from the city parking and share it. We put it also both on the IoT platform, on city contact center, and also of course on CKAN platform.
Is it the same numbers that we see near government buildings, like near Urząd?
These are from the park and ride. You know what's park and ride in Poland? Yes. So these are among the others. These are these parkings. We got a parking from public terrain division. I can translate it right now, but you can also see it on the street. It's about 30 or 40 parkings that sent us the data, and we publish. These are big parking. So not
Yeah, probably I saw it, and I understand
Okay.
what you mean.
okay.
Yeah, and what about performance? Did you have any problems with in hours when you have a lot of visitors or a lot of data exchange?
No, because we do caching. So we transfer the data once a minute and cache it in CKAN. So every request doesn't hit the background systems, but we got this prison minute on CKAN. So that's it's very helpful to the background systems. Performance is because their systems really have to work. We are only sending the information from them.
Thanks.
Okay, Jasper, you have a lot of questions, so
Yeah, I think it's better if I even ask them in person. Did I understand it right that you store the data itself in CKAN and not only the metadata? So do you store the measurements in a database in CKAN? Did I understand that correctly? Or do you still have the metadata in CKAN and just point to another system that contains the real data?
It depends on the matter. If we talk about this parking data, the parking data are stored in external system, which have an API, and CKAN, this harvesting module, takes once a minute this external system, counting the occupancy of the parking, and put a file into the CKAN in
So you use the file store.
Not exactly, but similar tool, but not file store. But we got a dedicated plugin to read this read a JSON file, which is generated by the system backend. So it's even simpler than a data store, and as efficient, I think.
Okay, and the harvesting module you mentioned, that is an external Python program, or is it a real CKAN extension? Because I've heard from the European Union that the harvesting process takes so long, and that this is really a major problem. But if you use an external program, that might be not the problem. These harvesting runs.
We use external programs, external scripts.
And they talk with the API. They use the CKAN API to update the data.
Yes.
Yeah, that's the same. We do the same because this harvesting process takes forever with larger systems. And my third question: do you forward the metadata to the national and to the European data portals? And if yes, how do you do that?
We from the to be honest, European portal is filled out by our national portal. So we got a national portal data.gov.pl, and it is national portal. I present the city open data portal, which can feed the national portal. But we got integration only by links. So we put information about our resources and leave a link because of the high frequency of updating the data. I think that we won't be able to connect our systems to update it every 10 seconds. So I think that it can be problems. So we decided to put a link to our data, because, as I mentioned, the data about the parkings are updated once a minute, but to 2,000 vehicles of public transport vehicles are updated every 10 seconds. So we to make it sense, we should also update the data on the government side. So I think the link is better.
Yeah, and does the national portal visit your portal, or it harvests your portal once a day or once a week, and reads the metadata? How does that work?
No. We manually enter
Okay.
the.
Okay.
But as far as I know, our national portal can integrate it with CKAN, but we put it from hand.
Yeah,
But it's a very good question, and inspires me to investigating some things. So thank you, Jasper, for that inspiration.
Yeah, you can ask me how we do that in Germany, because our federal states all send their data to the national open data portal, and they send the metadata to the European portal. Maybe that works also for you.
Okay, so I will definitely contact you after the meeting. So be sure.
Hi, Robert. I have a question.
Hey.
It is a technical question. I was under the understanding that CKAN is a data catalog. That means only metadata is kept in the data catalog. But I mean, based on the questions Jasper asked, I think it stores both the data as well as metadata. So I want to know how you manage the owners and stewards in the data catalog using CKAN. I don't know if this is possible in CKAN. Let me rephrase my question. So you mentioned there are number of data sources.
Yes.
Each data source will have the metadata about the tables, columns, and so on. So does CKAN have a crawler that crawls the metadata and catalogs a data catalog?
Maybe, but we don't use it. To be honest, we usually use the APIs or dedicated part of the IT systems. So we gain information about which part of this system could we publish for the future use. But I don't know. I don't know this crawler, so I know what you mean, but I don't know answer for your questions. For your question, maybe somebody else know, because in our system, in our platform, we don't use it. We don't need it. So we hadn't investigated it. So deeply as you need.
Sure, but do you provide a data dictionary saying this is the source we are publishing, this is the information it contains, what this table and column actually mean? You publish that data dictionary, isn't it?
We publish it into, for sure, for the documentation. And we got this DMS system, which I mentioned in the future plans.
Okay.
And this is our internal system, but we would like to add it as a data governance nodes and etc. We would like to connect it to CKAN instance to apart from the metadata, make accessible data from data or previous or sample of data from the systems.
So currently it is manually prepared. The information is manually prepared. It's not automatically crawled from the metadata of the tables.
Yes. Yes.
Oh, okay. All right. Thank you.
Just maybe I should read Joe's comment. Some folks have developed crawlers to crawl internal data sources and automatically update the CKAN catalog. That's from Joe. Okay, I'm aware.
Thanks, Joe.
Yeah, I'm aware of time, so I would like to. So we have one question from George, I think. To achieve this type of implementation, what equipment is necessary to have? That is, how many people and what do you profile?
How many people and what do you profile? Because of our way that we want to do it, I mean fully automatically publishing the data, we have some let's say data stewards in the organization that we could contact and ask them about the data that we would like to publish, etc. And these are our, let's say, points in the other offices or departments. And then if we do it automatically, so we got an internal team in the city of Warsaw. It contains now, I mean, technical team. It contains now 2 or 3 persons that are responsible for the monitoring, deploying some new features in CKAN, etc. So also these new features, this new front end, which needs to be refreshed. We would like to do in that way that we will in the future will be able to handle by this team.
Okay, thank you. And also one probably last question, or one of the last questions from Jesper. Despite of the geo-blocking, can you send us an example of a data set in CKAN, a link such as, and he gave an example. You can have a look in chat.
It's Jasper. I will contact with Jasper after the meeting. So I think that that we could do it offline, Jasper. Do you agree?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
So
I already got his email, so I'll contact you.
okay. Thank you.
No worries. So there are many things in the chat. I'm not sure if I missed anything. If I missed anything, maybe people can just raise their hands and go ahead. We overrun, so I suggest we have like one last question and then we can wrap up. Go ahead, Stephen.
Thank you. I won't take much time. I just wanted to say that I was going to do sort of a little update on CKAN 3.0 just because there's some activity that Alex Kostov is trying to coordinate to do what he would say is kind of like a technical hypothesis of what might be in CKAN 3.0, kind of a decision tree around different ways you can look at the cluster of work that could go into CKAN 3.0. And if folks see terms like CKAN 3.0 task force, it's nothing fancy. It's just the way that Alex is sort of pulling together the concept of activity around that kind of project right now. So nothing different is happening. The CKAN tech team is still doing all the supportability work, maintainability work, looking on CKAN 2x patches and updates. But there will still, you can kind of see in the next couple of weeks to months, there'll be more work on CKAN 3.0. It might become more visible. And I would say that the next chance to really kind of look for that and an update on that would probably be in the next newsletter. I'll make sure that we have something for that. And also, I'll be at the tech team meeting tomorrow to talk more about it. So if people want more of an update tomorrow night or tomorrow is a great chance.
Yeah, you can join the dev meeting via a link which is available on CKAN.org/community. All the links basically to, I can see, I don't know how to pronounce your name. I'll call you Bebe. I can see you are asking for, is there any channel to be able to contact further? If you're talking for Robert, yes, I can share his LinkedIn details. If you're asking for the community, also like all the links are available in the meeting document and also on our CKAN website. So on CKAN.org you have basically links to Gitter, to GitHub, in many ways to connect and ask questions on Stack Overflow. Yes, so let me also the Robert's LinkedIn is also available in our events. Yeah, so it's easy to find him, but let me just paste his LinkedIn here. There we go. Okay, I think we need to wrap it up.
One more thing, Joanna, I will send you a presentation because Joel and probably maybe some other people want to
Yes.
back to it. So I will send you because I saw in the CKAN docs place for that. So we will fill it.
Yeah, that's great. Yes, we share it both in the meeting document, and then when we upload the video, you can find it in the description of the video. So it will be great if you share. Okay, so let's go to closing. I'll be super quick. If you want to have a talk at CKAN Monthly Live, there is a form. It is available in the presentation on screen, which is already shared with you. It's available in the meeting document, or you can write to me directly. That's up to you. We are open to have you on board, so don't hesitate. If you want to suggest a topic, you can also do that in the document that you see on screen. Maybe you just want to hear something, and I can take care for that. Like if you suggest some topic that you're interested in, I'll try to organize it. So if you have any suggestions, please use the document that you see on screen. As I mentioned earlier, all communication links basically are available at CKAN.org/community. We have a big community, more than 240 contributors from all over the world. We have a very active Gitter chat. We are very active on GitHub discussions. If you have questions, you can go to Stack Overflow. The probability that you find an answer is big, but then if not, you can also connect us via other channels. You can, as I said, you can join the developer meetings. They happen every Thursday and Tuesday, same time as CKAN Monthly Live. Tuesday and Thursday, yeah, right, yes. If you have any security-related issues, you can email to CKAN.org, to security@CKAN.org, pardon. And also, if you want, you can follow us on social media. We have Twitter, we have LinkedIn group as well, YouTube channel. So you can follow us everywhere. We'll be happy to have you on board. And with that being said, I think we can say goodbye. Thank you for the presentation, Robert. It was really interesting. Somebody's raising a hand. You can go ahead.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank
Yeah,
you
and
very much.
thanks to everyone for attending.
Thanks, folks. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.